The card of the day is the Heirophant, and in some decks, this card would be called the High Priest. Now, the High Priest or the Hierophant or the preacher or the reverend is the religious leader in Western religious centers that controls the masses and how they think. And the most profound doctrine that these leaders have is the doctrine of no sex. To be a priest, you can't have sex, right? So, gotta really think about that when you try to understand spirituality outside of sex, where it is the most profound energy. But how many times have you went to church and they discuss the relationships between people? It's more of the relationship between this masculine energy. However, when you look at the Thoth Tarot deck, you see a man, you see a woman, and you see a child. Because the mysteries of religion, the mysteries of the high priest is found in sexual suppression. When you read the Bible, it's all about Adam and Eve and how Eve ate from the fruit and she is now sinned and now they're cast out because of Eve. So from the beginning of the book into our own personal lives, we are trying to cast out this sin of lust and sex and trying to walk this fine line. And in walking this fine line, we are never understanding the subtle mysteries of love, sex, regeneration. How do you live on forever, right? These are mysteries. And then when you look at the Voodoo Tarot deck, you have the energy of the master of the head. And when you look at this card, it is a man that is drumming, creating the trance-like state, which gets him out of the ego to be in awareness of his soul. And once you are in awareness of your soul, that is the true master. So even though I'm saying words, I want to hopefully get you to a point that you become your own master by identifying your soul through inducing trance-like states, which gets you out of the ego so you can become your own Hierophant, your own high priest, tap into your own sexual energy and live in your own sexual truth outside of society's rules and the ego's limitations. And these are one of the main messages of these cards. And a lot of people look at this card and get confused by it because we generally don't like religion when we enter into the spiritual community. However, when you look at the Rider-Waite deck, you see a man in front of people. So another interpretation of this card is when you exalt yourself, when you become the master of the head, when you become the high priest, you're not doing it for just yourself. If you look at yourself as the high priest and you look below, you see that he is talking to people. So a reverend can't be a reverend at a church of zero. He has to have a congregation. Now, to exalt yourself, to teach people is all fine and dandy. But the key to this is that you must live the life that you are teaching. So the axiom of this card is what you teach is teaching you. And that is the message of the Hierophant.